they've made strides in technology, much like Eritrea.
But my sister, I'm saying is still lower. You understand what I'm saying? South Africa, technology in South Africa, in general, we are still one of the lowest. But South Africa is doing way better than Uganda. You cannot even compare, for example, Zimbabwe and Uganda. Zimbabwe is doing better in terms of technology than Uganda.
Okay, so the strides they've made, they don't mean anything.
I never said it does not mean anything.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Basically, I'm not trying to fight for any specific country, but I'm saying, much like Europe, they found strength in the
no, but you know your initial statement. Your initial statement, my sister. You were saying that most South Africans must do research about Africa. Perhaps you need to do more research about Africa.
True, I could use some more information, but yes. It's not I could use some more information, but there is there's something that we can work on in order for.
No one says there is nothing that we can work on. That is why we have got the Economies, we have got the SADC, and we still have all those. I mean, in the east they've got their own association. In the north they've got their own association. Those things do exist to date.
Yes, but what you're saying is that we are better. We can't be. We can't be.
No, I never said that.
Yeah,
no,
you're saying,
no. Let me explain what I'm saying, because sometimes it's a confusion. That's what I. No, you need to listen. Listening sometimes without really understanding, perhaps it's a problem. But let me explain myself.
That's why I'm reciting it back.
No, I'm explaining because you don't understand. You can't say you understood me perfectly, but you are quoting me differently. I never said that. I'm saying to you that Africa, Pan-Africanism, as much as a good idea in our heart, in our dreams, when you're looking at it in terms of the reality of the things, it's not going to happen. Perhaps if you are going to implement it today, it will actually turn things upside down. We are taking us in reverse. And I told you about European Union. You were the one who actually mentioned European Union. I said this thing of saying Europe is one, whatever, it's not necessarily the truth. There are some minimum criteria that you need to follow, you need to meet.
Exactly, and
then you then included the countries that like Uganda, and hence I said Uganda. If we are talking about the criteria, Uganda is still at the lower of the lowest. If we were to consider it in terms of the criteria, perhaps in South Africa, the country that I can think of, perhaps I can include Botswana, I can include Kenya. Maybe Egypt, Morocco, which country? There's
so
a couple of countries.
Agree, exactly. So what are you arguing? Are you arguing against my proposal or?
No, my sister. That's why I'm saying listening. Sometimes you need to listen with the understanding. My initial thing, yeah.
But you're also
listen. My initial my initial point. I will repeat again for the last time so that you understand, and I'll be very slow. This thing of United States of Africa, it's a dream that all maybe perhaps we wish for, but in reality, it's never gonna happen. Or if it were to happen, to be implemented today, it will take everything that we have in Africa. It will reverse it. There will be more poverty than you can think of. Hence, I said to you, in Europe, for example, because a lot of people, including you, always like to mention Europe. Europe, you don't just become a part of European Union. Mainly, there are certain criterias. Part of that, it has to do with the economy. The policies, for example, have to be the same. All those sort of ideas have to be the same. For example, the country you've mentioned, Uganda.
We use gas.
Listen, my sister, listen, and I will explain. But I'm explaining, but you are now distracting. Uganda, for example, which is the country that you have picked? Uganda does not believe if you are a lesbian, gays and lesbian, they'll arrest you. Those kind of things. are part of the things that will make people not to be united, but to be more divided. I'm just giving an example of one. You understand? In South Africa, we believe in democracy. But in Uganda, they believe in one president, which is Museveni. He's been a president for more than 40 years. So if you were to have the policies that to unite with the two, in a sense that I can go there, we can go there, we are all one, we can use one currency, perhaps when it comes to those things, we'll clash.
Yeah, you're thinking about this in a kumbaya type of mindset. That's
no, there's no kumbaya. There's a reality. Kumbaya is
the way
what
we are seeing it is sort of like I'm not saying we should be kumbaya.
Yeah, but what do you mean I'm talking from a kumbaya? Because I'm talking from the reality.
Yeah, I'm saying
it's not a kumbaya that they arrest. Listen, it's not a kumbaya that they arrest the gays and lesbians in Uganda. It's not a kumbaya. It's a reality, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I'm seeing a lot of comments accusing me of being.
No, leave the comment. We are talking.
I came in here and I spoke about how many Nigerians are not holding other Nigerians accountable. But also, I'm not going to reject the notion.
My sister, leave the comment, because we'll end up me and you not talking about. No, but we are talking about me and you. It's me and you we are talking. If you go and
you want to have strength alone as Africa,
no, there's no strength.
Not realizing how
no, there's no strength of anything. No, there's no strength of anything.
It is realism. It is. These things can happen.
No, you can Tapi, you can ask questions. It's just an open dialogue. It's not like it's between me and her. It's between all of us. Yeah,
it is. Exactly.
I was saying, yes, guys, I just wanted to say that, the thing about, I hear both points that you guys are raising. However, when we look at other countries, like your bylaws and just other rules that are there in other countries, like as your own point was saying, that it might not work. Because of what we believe in and what other countries are believing in. You have countries that you are not allowed to import or export meat, and in other countries they do allow that. And I'm talking about African countries. If, let's say, for example, 1 rand to a Zim dollar, it's about, let's say, 1,500. Then it means if we have one currency, who's going to suffer? Are we going down to the Zim currency? And how is our country going to do economically? It means that then we will have to neutralize our economy. We have to neutralize everything and then be on the same standard. We already have our own problems that we are trying to deal with as a country. That's just because also we need to look at what are the plans and the future of other countries, because now if we are going to unite, other countries they don't have the issues that we do have, so I don't think one currency is going to work, and it might compromise the lifespan, the economic lifespan of South Africa, because in South Africa, just to give you something to think about, when we did the stats some years ago, we found out that the budget of Gauteng province alone, it's more than all the budgets of other provinces. Meaning, from these 9 provinces, Gauteng has the highest budget, because of everyone is flocking to Gauteng, and the infrastructure needs to be taken care of, and other stuff, and and even just other issues that I won't mention. So it means then now that somewhere along the line, when our economy or our currency is being neutralized for us to use the same, then even the infrastructure might be compromised, because of the rent wouldn't have the same value as it used to have, and also I just wanted to comment on what that guy was saying about when we were talking about the borders and stuff. In 2016, I went to South Korea. And when I got there, immediately when you step down, you step inside the airport, they will show you that you are not of their country. They will show you that you are a foreigner. They will take you aside, they will search you extensively, they will search your bags, and even the way they're treating you when they're holding your passport, they will hold your passport for about 30 minutes or so. So us here, we are so friendly. When people are coming here, everyone is treated the same. People are coming here, they open spaza shops, they're using the same oil for the entire month. Our kids are dying, and then now we need to sit and negotiate that there's foreigners and whatsoever. In other countries, they wouldn't even negotiate or sit down and discuss. They will make a decision, and that will be their decision. So here we have to look at human rights, we look at constitution and so forth, and then we treat them we will deploy them and so forth. But in other countries, they will be very ruthless. If you go there, you commit crime, they won't even think twice. So I think it's high time that even on our discussion, I'm not saying we should be rude or we shouldn't be, we should be somehow, but in our discussion, we should show a displeasure. We should show that we are no more going to allow these things that are happening under our nose. 2 kids died yesterday. The other one is fighting for her life or his life. And the allegations are they consumed knickknacks or snacks from a foreign national shop. So I think if I were the president, I was going to say, guys, let's close all these spaza shops. Let them get evaluated. Since now the death toll is rising, let them get evaluated while they are closed. Then we send people, ministers, and let them go and evaluate those spaza shops while they are closed. No one is doing business while our kids are still dying. And then we deal decisively also with drug abuse. So I think we need to be unapologetic about what we are not tolerating in our country.
I also want to add something on my sister, Landa. You said if you were to okay, let me tell you about Zimbabwe. I'll just make an example about Zimbabwe, but also I've made an example about Uganda. In Zimbabwe, the police, if they see you misbehaving or whatever, they use a sambok, right? They beat you. So if you were to unite, I'm just saying with that, so that will mean that if you cross over to Zimbabwe, or if perhaps that thing can also, they have to then bring it to South Africa as well, because the police, if you unite with them, I'm not saying,